Hi everyone, my name is Erica and I am a healer, I'm an energy intuitive, and I'm a channel. And today we are going to work on programs or energies of depression. So we're looking at any soul-based or ancestral lineage, any group consciousness, themes, challenges, choices, programs related to depression. Sometimes these energies come through ancestral lineage really strongly. It's how the family identifies and it's a carryover. Sometimes there's an underlying motivation. So on a deep subconscious or even inherited soul level, depression can be there sometimes to keep one safe or protected. Hey, if I'm depressed, I won't paint, I won't put something out there that's going to offend somebody, I won't be harmed. So we're looking at depression as a deep subconscious or carryover energy that is intended to keep you safe. So let's just connect in, see what comes up today. I'm just going to have you relax your body for a moment, close your eyes, take a breath. I'm going to do the same. So I would like to call upon and invoke or bring forth the very highest vibration of source energy, which is love, to step into this clearing. I'd like to ask that all of the beings who are working with us come forward with ease, that any negative or limiting themes, challenges, choices, or programs that need to be clear easily and effortlessly, that I remain neutral and clear on behalf of this clearing. And so it is. So let's go ahead and connect everyone who's working with you, everyone who's working with me, with the energy of source. Am I working with myself, listeners, high self, or both? Nobody. So does listener have a block to receiving or benefiting? Not from the session, not from the modality, not from me, but on the subject matter. So what is that? What's the program or the energy? Helplessness related to depression, an energy of victimization related to depression, an energy of guilt, an energy of abuse of self, and also a fear of change. So is there anything else that we need to know about that? No, we just needed to identify that these are some of the energies involved. So is this enough to release it? Let's go ahead and release it. Now, depression can be a really complex issue, and in no way am I saying that we should just work with spiritual healing and not go to the doctor, not receive medical attention, not receive therapy. No. But let's use all of the tools that are available to us. So I've had clients who had been running depression for years and years, and when we started to go down deeper into these energies, there were underlying motivations, and that's what I really want to look at. Wherever there would be an underlying motivation to hold on to depression or to create, hey, this is my identity, this is who I am, where you've melded your sense of self with something like depression, anxiety, even illness, and it's just become who you are. And of course, you're more than any kind of issue, problem, challenge, health issue, dis-ease. You're way more than that. So we want to release any of these energies that would create a subconscious attachment, anything where you want to hold on to it. And of course, it sounds weird, right? Who would want to hold on to depression? But what if on some level of your being you believe that it's depression, or I'm going to feel happy, I'm going to do work in the world, and I'm going to be hurt, harmed, or killed? So let's go ahead and look at this. Now, myself, listeners, high self, or both. Both. Are there any other blocks to receiving or benefiting from the session, the modality, or from me? Okay, so actually what I'm hearing is we're going in a different direction. And so this is the really fun and interesting thing about receiving information, being a channel, and doing healing work, is what I'm hearing is we're looking at where there's a belief that having depression, having anxiety, or having certain issues is actually contributing to your creative process, making you a more complex or interesting person. So let's look at this. So where's my ego, listener's ego? Listener's ego is activated. Ego gets activated when there's the ego wanting to protect, to hold on to an identity. So let's release any paranoia. Let's clear all fear of change. This is coming up really strongly. 563 energies related to fear of change. Where does this come from originally? Genetic lineage, both sides. Can we release it? Let's release it. What's the belief or perception? What's going to happen if there's change? It's a fear program and an imprint of abuse of self. It comes from a past experience. This is a male being persecuted or harmed by a group. What's the program? Rejection, hardship, frustration, fear of change, an energy of paranoia. Is this enough to clear it? Let's release that now. To what degree has that been resolved? Myself, listeners, high self, or both? Now both. No other blocks to receiving or benefiting. What's the lowest level of consciousness for anybody on my high self committee? Everybody working with me. Where is my soul's consciousness or level of awareness on behalf of anyone listening? One more time. Lowest level of consciousness for anybody on listeners' high self committee. And soul's consciousness or level of awareness. Now, the soul's consciousness or level of awareness is knocked down because there's an energy of rejection of self activated. So let's release it. Where else is anyone rejecting themselves? Let's clear dysfunction of the mind. Where else is anyone rejecting self? So where else is there a need, belief, habit, pattern, or desire to hold on to depression? Rejection of self, frustration, energies of exhaustion, energies of overwhelm, anger towards self, cruelty towards self, despair, domineering energy, and self-sabotage. Is this enough to clear it? Let's release it. Where's their belief or perception that depression or anxiety, both, are needed in order to make someone more interesting, more creative, or more complex? It's a fear and an imprint of an energy of persecution from a past experience. The program is insecurity, fear, anger, fear of the judgments of others, and an energy of panic. So is this enough to clear it? Let's release it. What percentage of anyone listening has, on some level, a belief that they need to hold on to depression or anxiety? Over 100%. Where's that located? It's clear they're inner perfectionist, inner child, inner critical parent, inner paternal archetype. So which archetype are we going more deeply into? Into energies related to critical parent. So the urge to be criticized, to be called to task or corrected when there's an error. So where's there an energy of self-punishment related to some kind of an error? Let's pull that up for anyone listening. Past lives and other dimensions program originally established in a past life. This is an energy of a mother and a family. Is there a harm? Physical death, harm by a group. Why is this person harmed? They're teaching information and hanged. And so what's the resulting energy? Panic, guilt, loneliness, self-sabotage, energies of judgment towards self, unforgiveness of self. And so what's the resulting energy that needs to be established related to this error? Depression. So is this like a punishment, depression as a form of punishment? Yeah. So is this enough to clear it? Let's clear the lifetime, the programs, the energies, and remove the discord. Where else is there a belief that one needs to experience depression as a form of punishment, to be disconnected from life? It is a self-punishment program, a body program. Let's clear all of the replications, duplications, rebuilding, and mirror images. Any other programs or energies related to depression as a form of self-punishment? No. Where is depression as a way to try to aggrandize self? So I'm more interesting, I'm more complex, I'm deeper, I'm more intense, I feel life more intensely. Therefore, I can't be like everyone else. I can't be with others. I'm more creative. There's an intolerance program toward others, an energy of judgment toward others, and an energy of revenge, disappointment toward others from past experience within a group. The program or energy is separation. So I am separated from others because of depression. I am separated from others because of my anxiety. I'm separated from others because of health issues. I can't be with others. So what else is this creating? An energy of rejection of self and an energy of overwhelm. What else is it creating? So is this enough to clear it? Let's clear the lifetime, the program, the energy, and remove the discord. How many lifetimes of creativity where there's a belief, perception, or judgment that one could not create properly without it having an extreme of emotions, an extreme of energy? 7,785 experiences. So we're talking about being depressed or being in a manic state. What I'm hearing is some of this is drug-induced. So helplessness is involved, guilt, abuse of self, cowardice, rejection, energies of hardship and energies of suffering, fear about feeling, energies of overwhelm and energies of anger toward others. Can we clear it? Clear it. Let's just let that clear all the way. So where else is there inherited genetic lineage depression? Genetic lineage on mother's side, it's an energy of doom, despair, depression, anxiety, and overwhelm. Is this enough to clear it? Let's release it. Where else does anyone listening believe they need to experience depression as a way to be more creative or complex, as a way to punish themselves? What about just depression is just a fact of life? Yeah. Where are we going to release that? Panic, addictions, helplessness, anxiety, energies of insecurity and intolerance. Is this enough to clear it? Let's release this. So let's look at life right now. Let's look at the energies that are going on in the now. So this is Mercury retrograde that we're experiencing right now. And there is an energy of depression, sadness, melancholy, frustration, apathy, helplessness coming up in the collective. So let's look at where you're running energies from the collective. So let's look at that. Where am I going to actually release that? Let's clear it through the level of consciousness called light status. Clear it through the second astral body, subconscious mind, the I am body, conscious mind, the living soul, conscious mind. Let's have your higher self committee, the beings who are working with you, your guides, guardian angels, go ahead and lift out any of these collective energies of depression. So feeling this in your throat, feeling an inability to speak clearly, bumbling with your words, just feeling like you're not able to have clarity in communication. Let's clear overwhelm, frustration, and energies of disappointment towards self. Is there another program or energy related to depression? Is there another program or energy related to anxiety? No. Is there another program or energy related to illness or health abuse? And so this is the other piece of the puzzle I'm hearing to release, where you've been experiencing health issues and there's depression as well. So let's look at that. This is an experienced trauma from a past life through genetic lineage. Within the group, there's an energy of disappointment in life, the experience of illness, and the energy of depression, despair, doom, doubt, and intolerance. So is this enough to clear it? Let's clear the lifetimes, the programs, the energies, and remove the discord. So in healing work, we go back to the roots of where something was established, because the present life is really a continuation of previous themes. So we're looking at wherever in your ancestral lineage, in your family, you're holding the DNA memories of illness, depression, the sadness, the doom, that energy of feeling despondent about health issues. So let's lift all of that. Let's clear energies of paralysis, overwhelm, and energies of hate of self. Where else is there negative theme, challenge, choice, or program related to illness and depression? Where else is there a pre-programming of illness? Clear 556 levels or energies related to pre-programming of illness or health abuse, and let's remove that now. Where else is anyone running illness or health abuse? What about depression? So let's just change it up for a minute and let's just look at blocks to fun, because I know sometimes, looking at all of these energies, it feels good to have them released, but sometimes it can get a little bit heavy. So let's just look at where you have blocks to fun. So where am I going to release that? Let's clear any anxiety, any energies of hate of self, and any energies of overwhelm blocking fun. Life does not have to be so freaking serious, right? Doesn't have to be this heaviness all of the time. And it's really beautiful to do healing work, to go into looking at your own themes and patterns, but sometimes we just need to have fun. So where else is there a block to fun? Let's clear blocks to comfort, clear blocks to confidence, clear blocks to manifesting. Let's release any blocks to change, changing life. Let's clear blocks to enthusiasm, and let's release blocks to trust, trusting yourself, trusting others. Clear all blocks to self-forgiveness. And let's download, I have everything to give and receive through love. I am loved and appreciated by others. I am relaxed and centered with plenty of time for everything. I do my best, I love myself, and I allow myself and others to grow, to learn, to evolve in our own space and time. So let's go ahead and apply the mop-up list. Let's make sure that we send a healing, a clearing, and a blessing to all of the non-physical beings who are working with us, our high self guides, guardian angels. Let's release blocks to receiving for you, and release blocks to receiving from the energy of source, from life, from your non-physical team. To what degree has that been resolved? Is there anything more to do? So I'm going to go ahead and apply the mop-up list. I want to thank myself, listeners, high self, everyone working with us, bringing forth light, eradicating darkness, limitation, and fear, and so it is. So I just want to check the accuracy, the completion, and the integration. And I just want to ask if there are any discarnates from past life research. So let's release any discarnate separates, entities, or attachments from past life research for anyone listening. Make sure all of the soul records that have been open are now closed. Okay, good. All right. Thank you so much for listening to this one. I hope that you feel lighter. I'm really glad that we cleared some of those blocks to fun at the end. I know some of the topics on my channel, they're a little bit heavy. Depression, despair, illness, sadness, all of these things, it can be heavy. And of course, we're clearing it, so I'm hoping that you feel lighter, but we can release blocks to any kinds of positive expressions. So I have abundance clearings that I'm offering, and I think it would be really cool to go a little bit more in depth on some of the fun stuff too. So you'll definitely be seeing that from me in the future. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.